I am so grateful you found your way to this quiet corner of the world today. Before we lift our hearts together, I'd love for you to become a permanent part of our Miracle Prayer Studio family by subscribing, so we can start every new dawn in this beautiful spirit of shared faith and devotion. I am speaking to you right now as the world is still rubbing the sleep from its eyes, because I know that heavy, fluttering feeling that can settle in your chest when you think about all the things you have to face today. We are sitting here together, just two souls looking for a bit of solid ground before the noise of the day starts to drown out our peace. It is in these fragile, early minutes that we truly realize how much we need a hand to hold, a grace that does not run dry when we make a mistake, or feel like we simply aren't enough to meet the demands of our lives. I see the quiet hope in your heart, and I want you to know that you aren't walking into this day alone. We are carrying each other in spirit, leaning on a love that was there before the sun ever rose. In Psalm 121, 7-8, we find such a profound sense of safety as we are gently reminded that our protection is not a matter of luck or our own strength, with the promise that the Lord will keep you from all harm. He will watch over your life. The Lord will watch over your coming and going both now and forevermore. My dear Lord, these words feel like a warm, thick blanket wrapped around my shoulders in the chill of the early morning. When I hear that you watch over my coming and my going, it makes me realize that you are deeply interested in the smallest, most mundane details of my existence. You aren't just a God of the mountain peaks and the huge miracles. You are the God of the morning commute, the busy office, the quiet grocery store aisles, and the messy kitchen table. My heart opens wide with relief when I think that I don't have to be my own sentry today. I don't have to stay awake with worry because you are the one standing at the door of my soul, keeping the shadows at bay and showing me exactly where to place my feet so I do not stumble. Father in heaven, I am standing here with my hands wide open, letting go of the tight, white-knuckled grip I usually keep on my schedule and my life. I offer you this day in its entirety as a humble gift of trust. I place my work, my conversations, my rest, and my worries into your care. I surrender my need to control every outcome and my desire to have everything figured out before I even start. I am choosing to trust that your timing is better than my own, and that your plans for me are rooted in a kindness I can barely begin to imagine. Please take every hour of this day and use it for your glory, making my life a small reflection of your light. My King, I ask for a peace that sits deep within my spirit, the kind of stillness that doesn't vanish the moment the phone starts ringing or the first problem arises. I need your strength to be my foundation today, because I know my own energy is limited and often fails me when I need it most. When I feel my patience wearing thin or my spirit growing tired, please be the reservoir I can draw from. Let your calmness be the air I breathe, so that I can respond to the world with a gentle heart, rather than a reactive mind. I want to move through this day with a quiet confidence that comes from knowing I am anchored in you. Jesus, I lift up my family to you, especially the children who are so precious to my heart. I ask that you would be their shield and their constant companion as they go out into the world today. Keep them safe from harm, both seen and unseen, and let them feel the warmth of your presence in their schools and their play. I pray that I would be a source of your love for them, showing them grace and patience even when I am tired. Bless our home with a spirit of harmony and laughter, and let it be a sanctuary where your peace is always welcome and always felt by everyone who enters. My dear Lord, I also bring my physical and emotional needs to you, asking for your healing touch to move through me. If there is any part of my body that is weary or in pain, I ask for your restorative power to bring me comfort and health. If there is any part of my soul that is bruised by past hurts or current anxieties, please wash over those wounds with your mercy. I am choosing to place my total trust in your ability to make me whole. Help me to remember that my value isn't found in how much I achieve today, but in the simple fact that I am your beloved child. Father in heaven, as I step out into this day, I ask that you would stay very close to me. Be the quiet voice behind me telling me which way to turn. Be the strength in my arms and the kindness in my eyes. I want to walk through these coming hours with a sense of wonder and a heart that is quick to praise you. Thank you for this fresh start, for this new breath, and for the incredible gift of your unending love. I am ready to face whatever comes, not because I am strong, but because you are with me, and your grace truly does abound in every single moment. Moving together now into the actual work of living requires a different kind of strength, doesn't it? We are stepping away from the quiet of the morning and into the heat of the day, where the world is loud and the path is often hidden beneath the dust of our own busyness. I am sitting here with you, just thinking about how much we need a lamp for our feet before we take another step forward. We aren't just looking for a map. We are looking for the presence that makes the map unnecessary, the light that comes not from a screen or a book, but from the very heart of the Father who knows our names and our needs before we even whisper them into the cool morning air. I am talking to you about that internal space we all have, where the light hasn't quite reached yet. We are looking at a day that will require more than just our physical presence. It will require a heart that knows how to listen, a mind that can see beneath the surface, and a soul that is anchored in something much larger than our own limited understanding. It is a beautiful thing to realize that we don't have to carry the burden of being right all the time, because we have a Father who is the very source of all truth and clarity. We are sitting in this shared vulnerability together, and it is here that our strength begins. In the quiet of our shared journey, I'm reflecting on those moments when we feel like we are walking through a thick fog, unable to see even the next step clearly. I'm talking to you about that weight of responsibility we often carry, whether it's in our homes, our jobs, or within our own restless thoughts. We sometimes forget that we aren't meant to be the masters of our own destiny in a way that excludes the divine guidance we were always intended to have. It's okay to admit that we are a bit lost sometimes, and it's actually in that admission that the real light begins to break through the clouds. We are together in this realization, making space for the Spirit to move. In James 1:5, we find such a gentle and open-hearted invitation to simply ask for what we need, with the promise that, if any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. These words are not a demand for us to be smarter or better, but a simple recognition that we are human and that our Father is ready to fill our empty cups with His own divine perspective. It is an invitation to lay down our pride and pick up the inheritance of being a child of God. My King, this promise feels like the first breath of spring after a long, grey winter. I am so deeply moved by the way you give generously and without finding fault. You aren't standing there with a ledger of my past failures, waiting to tell me why I don't deserve your guidance. You aren't judging the fact that I'm still asking the same questions I was asking a year ago. Instead, you are the God who welcomes the seeker, the one who delights in being the light that leads me home. This interpretation of your heart makes me want to stay here in your presence forever, learning to see the world through your eyes of compassion and truth. I am so thankful that your door is always open and your wisdom is always free. My dear Lord, I come to you now with a spirit that is truly sorry for the times I've tried to be my own God. I look back at the pride that has colored my choices, the way I've wanted to be seen as the one who has it all figured out. Forgive me for the arrogance of thinking I could navigate this complex life without your counsel. I am sorry for the days I've treated your wisdom like an emergency glass I only break when things go wrong, instead of the daily bread my soul needs to survive. Please wash away the stain of my self-reliance and help me to start this hour with a heart that is truly humble and ready to be led. I am ready to be your student once again. My King, I ask your forgiveness for the times I've let my own logic override your gentle prompts. I have often chosen the path that seemed most practical or most profitable, rather than the path that led closer to your heart. I am sorry for the moments I've ignored the needs of others because I was too focused on my own plans and my own deadlines. Please soften the hard edges of my heart and give me a spirit that is sensitive to the quiet movements of your grace. I want to be a person who is defined by your wisdom, not by my own temporary desires or my own fleeting fears. Help me to let go of the control I cling to so tightly. My dear Lord, I seek your wisdom for the quiet decisions I make within my own heart. Show me how to guard my thoughts and how to focus my mind on things that are pure and true. When I feel the pull of anxiety or the weight of discouragement, help me to recognize those feelings for what they are and to turn my eyes back to you. I need your wisdom to know how to rest well, how to care for my spirit, and how to find joy in the simple moments of this day. Let my life be a reflection of your balance, a steady walk of faith that is not rushed by the world, but guided by your spirit. I choose your peace over the frantic pace of the day. My King, I ask for wisdom for my home and my family. Let our house be a sanctuary where your wisdom is the foundation of everything we do. Give me the words to encourage my spouse and the patience to nurture the hearts of my children. Help us to be a family that is quick to forgive and slow to anger, always looking for ways to serve one another with a joyful heart. I ask for your protection over our relationships, that they would be strengthened by your grace and led by your truth. May our love for one another be a visible sign of your love for us. Let your spirit be the atmosphere of our home today. Father in heaven, I am thinking about the people I will meet today who are walking through their own dark valleys. I'm talking to you about the responsibility we have to be a light for others. We are asking for the wisdom to know when to speak and when to just be present. It's a delicate thing, isn't it? Knowing how to offer hope without being dismissive of someone's pain. I am asking for a heart that is so full of your wisdom that it naturally overflows with compassion for the broken and the weary. Let our lives be a place where others can find a bit of your clarity and a lot of your love. We are called to be your hands and feet in this broken world. Jesus, I am reflecting on the way your wisdom often calls us to a life of quiet sacrifice. It's not always the path that the world would choose, but it is always the path that leads to life. I'm talking to you about the beauty of choosing the lesser seat, of being the first to apologize, and of giving without expecting anything in return. We are asking for the wisdom to see the eternal value in these small acts of obedience. Help us to remember that our lives are not our own, but are a part of a much larger story that you are telling. A story of redemption and grace that is being written through our everyday choices. Let us be faithful in the small things. My dear Lord, I want to dive even deeper into this desire for your guidance. I'm not just asking for help with my problems. I'm asking for a complete transformation of my mind. I want to think your thoughts and feel your heart for the world. Give me a hunger for your presence that is stronger than any other desire. I want my life to be a living prayer, a constant dialogue with the one who made me and who loves me beyond measure. Let your wisdom be the very air I breathe today, sustaining me and leading me through every moment until the sun sets and I find my rest in you once again. I am your child and I am ready to be led. Father, I am so grateful for the way your grace abounds, even in my confusion. I'm talking to you about the relief of knowing that we don't have to have it all together. We can just be children who are learning to walk, holding onto the hand of a Father who will never let us go. I am so thankful for your patience and your unending mercy. As we move forward into this day, let us carry this sense of peace with us, knowing that your wisdom is already working in ways we can't see, and that your love is the ultimate guide for our souls. I'm talking to you about the way the light filters through the trees, reminding us that there is a purpose in every shadow and a meaning in every beam of light. We are looking for that same clarity in our own lives, asking for the eyes to see the hidden graces that are scattered throughout our day like fallen leaves in autumn. It is a journey of slowing down enough to notice the small whispers of the Spirit, the quiet prompts that tell us to stay or to go, to speak or to be silent. Let us be people who are sensitive to the sacredness of the ordinary moment. My King, I find myself lingering in this space of prayer because the world outside is so ready to pull me in 1,000 different directions. I'm talking to you about that internal tug of war we all feel, the struggle between our own will and the wisdom that calls us higher. We are seeking the strength to choose the higher path, even when it's the harder path, because we know that is where the true peace is found. I am so thankful that you don't just give us advice, you give us yourself, your very presence to walk beside us and to lead us by the hand. Jesus, I am reflecting on the power of your peace to steady a restless heart. I'm talking to you about the way we can find stillness even in the middle of a storm, simply by remembering who is in the boat with us. We are asking for that same kind of unshakable faith today, the kind of wisdom that knows the storm is temporary, but your love is eternal. Help us to anchor ourselves in your promises, refusing to be moved by the changing winds of circumstance or the fickle opinions of men. We are yours, and in that belonging, we find our greatest security. Father, I am thinking about the beauty of a life that is spent for the sake of others. I'm talking to you about the way our own burdens feel lighter when we are busy lifting the burdens of those around us. It's a divine paradox, isn't it? That by giving ourselves away, we find ourselves more fully in you. We are asking for the wisdom to know how to serve without becoming exhausted, how to love without becoming bitter, and how to give without becoming prideful. Let your Spirit be the source of our energy and the motivation of our hearts in everything we do today. My dear Lord, I am so moved by the thought that you have already gone before me into this day. I'm talking to you about the comfort of knowing that there are no surprises for you, no detours that you haven't already mapped out. We can walk with a sense of adventure, curious to see how you will use the events of today to shape us into the image of your Son. I am asking for a heart that is open to the unexpected, a spirit that is ready for the divine appointments you have scheduled for me. Let me be alert to the opportunities to be a vessel of your grace. My King, I am reflecting on the quietness of your voice and the importance of our own stillness. I'm talking to you about the discipline of listening, of quieting the noise of our own desires so that we can hear the whisper of your truth. It is a lifelong practice, a daily turning back to the source of all light. I am asking for the patience to stay in your presence until I am sure of your lead, refusing to rush ahead into mistakes that could have been avoided if I had only waited for your word. Your timing is perfect, and I choose to trust it with my whole heart today. Jesus, I am thinking about the way your wisdom is not just for the big decisions, but for the tiny, almost invisible ones that make up the fabric of our lives. I'm talking to you about the choice to be kind when we are tired, the choice to be honest when it's inconvenient, and the choice to be grateful when things don't go our way. These are the moments where our faith is truly lived out, where the wisdom of God becomes visible to the world. Let us be people of integrity and grace in every small corner of our day, showing the beauty of your kingdom in everything we touch. Father in heaven, I am overwhelmed by the depth of your mercy and the height of your love. I'm talking to you about the way you never give up on us, even when we are slow to learn and quick to forget. Your faithfulness is my anchor, the one thing I can always count on in a world that is constantly changing. I am asking for the strength to be as faithful to you as you are to me. To walk in your ways with a heart that is fully surrendered and eyes that are fixed on your glory. Thank you for the gift of this new day and for the grace that abounds always. My dear Lord, as I stand on the threshold of this day, I'm struck by how much I need you in every single breath. I'm talking to you about that deep, spiritual thirst that only your presence can satisfy. We are not just looking for instructions, we are looking for intimacy. We want to know your heart so well that our own hearts begin to beat in sync with yours. We are asking for a wisdom that is not just intellectual, but relational, a way of being in the world that is rooted in the fact that we are loved, we are held, and we are led. I am thinking about the quiet beauty of a life that is fully given over to your purposes, and I want that to be the story of my life today. Let every conversation I have be an echo of your kindness, and every task I complete be an act of worship. I am choosing to trust that you will provide everything I need, from the physical strength to do my work, to the emotional resilience to face any challenges. I place my worries at the foot of the cross, choosing to believe that your plans for me are good and that your grace is more than sufficient for whatever this day brings. I am grateful for the way you use the difficult moments to prune away what is not needed and to bring forth fruit that remains. Let me be a person who is quick to forgive, knowing how much I have been forgiven. Let me be a person who is slow to judge, knowing how much mercy I have received. I am so thankful for the way your Spirit is working in me right now, preparing me for the hours ahead and filling me with a peace that the world simply cannot understand. As I finally move into the noise and the busyness, I carry this quiet sanctuary in my heart, knowing that I am never alone and that your wisdom is always just a whisper away. We trust you completely, Jesus. We love you with everything we are, and we are so ready to see the miracles you have in store for us today. I'm talking to you about the invisible threads that tie our hearts together in this fragile, early hour. We often feel like solitary islands fighting our own silent battles and carrying loads that seem far too heavy for one pair of shoulders. But in the infinite heart of God, we are a single, breathing family. I can sense the quiet weight you might be carrying for a friend who is struggling, a child who has lost their way, or a neighbor who is facing an empty house. I want you to know that those burdens are not meant to be yours to carry in isolation. We are standing together in this sacred gap right now, lifting up the names and the faces of those who perhaps cannot find the words or the strength to pray for themselves today. My dear Lord, we look far beyond our own small circles and our own immediate needs to bring before you a world that is so often bruised and broken by its own complicated choices and the harsh circumstances of life. We lift up the ones who are waking up in cold hospital beds, the ones who are facing their very first morning without the person they loved most, and those who feel the sharp sting of loneliness even when they are standing in a crowded room. Please be the comfort that has no expiration date and the hope that does not flicker or fade when the sun begins to set. We ask that your healing hand would touch the weary bodies and the fractured souls of those in deep pain, and that your peace would descend like a soft morning mist over every conflict, every war-torn land, and every troubled heart that is crying out for relief this morning. Father in heaven, please look with an especially tender kindness on our children and the young generations who are navigating a world that feels increasingly loud and confusing. Protect their innocence and give them a deep, unshakable hunger for truth and for your presence. We also pray for the leaders who hold the power of nations and the influencers who shape our culture, asking that you would move their hearts toward genuine justice, quiet mercy, and a spirit of true humility. Let your light shine through the cracks of our society, bringing restoration to the neighborhoods that have been forgotten and the people who feel discarded by the world. We believe with all our hearts that no soul is ever too far from your reach, and no situation is ever too dark for your radiant light to penetrate and transform our current reality. Jesus, I am standing firmly on the foundation of your unchanging character, declaring today that you are good, you are faithful, and you are more than enough for everything I will face. I affirm my absolute trust in your sovereignty, knowing that even the things I cannot yet understand are being worked together for a purpose that is both holy and incredibly kind. My King, I am making a conscious choice to believe your eternal promises over my own temporary feelings and your truth over the loud lies that try to steal my peace. You are the Alpha and the Omega, the one who was and is to come, and I find my rest knowing that my entire life is held safely within the palm of your mighty and loving hand for all eternity. Father, I gently hand over the results of every effort I will make today into your perfect and sovereign care. I surrender my desire for human recognition and my paralyzing fear of failure, choosing instead to find my identity and my worth in the simple, profound fact that I am your beloved child. Take my small, imperfect yes and turn it into something that reflects your glory in ways I could never imagine. I place my schedule, my pressing deadlines, and my unexpected detours into your hands, trusting that you will lead me exactly where I need to be, at the exact moment I need to be there. I am not asking for a life that is free of challenges, but for a heart that is consistently faithful, resting in the quiet knowledge that you are already standing in the future. My dear Lord, as I move into the world, walk beside me. Be the light in my eyes and the peace in my heart. I am talking to you about the joy of never being alone. Remember that the Father loves you. He will protect you and guide you in everything. May your spirit be filled with His presence and your path be cleared by His grace. We are blessed. We are held. We are loved forever by our King. Amen.